Hello everyone and welcome to a game between ThorZaIN against Dise, also known as Stranic. This game taking place here on Concealed Hill. Gonna change nickname in a month. Alright. Stranic spawning over here, or Dise spawning over here as the yellow night elf on the top or right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, over here on the bottom left, ThorZaIN spawning as the teal human. Human versus Night Elf in this 1v1 matchup. What will be going down here? Well, Barracks, Altar of Kings, Farm, pretty much a standard build order. Looks as though it's going to be Archmage with Footmen coming out of the gates, maybe a Mountain King. Going up against what I expect to be a Keeper of the Grove and Archers. Pretty standard game or standard fare so far. If things do deviate from that strategy, I will be the first to let you know, but then again, you'll see it as I see it, and, well, you may form some conclusions on your own. Now, what is going down in this matchup here? Archmage getting trained up. Well, pretty simple strategies overall. There's the Keeper of the Grove. Archer should be trained. And the real question is going to be how we're going to be teching and what the mid game is going to have. Early game, we're going to expect to see some Keeper of the Grove harassment, some Archers, Archmage, and Footmen trying to battle it out. But I don't really expect to see any truly defining moments, at least not at this level here. The opening sequence, opening games against well-established players. Normally, if you just make a mistake and make a massive blunder early on, well, your opponent is just going to be able to capitalize on that more and more. Questions will be whether or not ThorZaIN does try to go for a fast expansion. He does have 13 workers right now, and he's not training up more. That's an easy indication that he is not trying to fast expand, at least not for now. But when will he start teching the tier 2? Night Elf, on the other hand, should be teching the tier 2 rather quickly, and we'll have to keep track of the timing, whether or not we see Hunter's Hall for that Ancient of Lore. Webcam, for some reason, wasn't working. So rather than show you guys what device is not responding box, I just decided to turn it off. Archmage coming back here 4-2-2. What you missed my little portrait in the bottom left hand corner. Let me know in the comments for YouTube if you guys actually missed the little portrait there. Anyways, Archmage now making their miss the reactions. All right, and that's fair enough. Archmage now coming back around. Are we looking at militia being called over? Yes, we are. So it is going to be 5 peasants on lumber, 5 gathering, and then 5 trying to set up this expansion here. So it is a fast expansion attempt or an expansion attempt by ThorZaIN, not necessarily fast expansion, as it isn't the first thing that ThorZaIN is trying to do. Null Overseer, Null Assassins all going to get cleaned up here. Archers coming in from the behind, and we're looking at Stranic trying to punish his opponent. Tome of Strength perhaps going to get picked up here. That extra 25 hit points, apparently, yes, Stranic does in fact want it, as Militia are getting finished off by that Keeper of the Grove, thereby getting in a little bit more experience as well. Water Elemental could easily get taken down. Keeper of the Grove, if it gets to level 3, that would be quite an uphill journey and battle, as we're looking at the last bit of experience. Archmage gets up to level 3, picks up Ring of Regeneration, and then quickly throws down a Cloak of Shadows as to lose aggro for just a little bit of time. No Dust of Appearance on that Keeper of the Grove. Archmage should easily be able to, well, just clean up all of this remaining experience here. A low hit point Archer, however, able to back away, but still some more bonus experience on this Archmage, as that Archmage really using that Ring of Regeneration to rather great effect. Low hit point Footman going to get body blocked by that Force of Nature there. Are we going to perhaps see an Entangle? A little bit more damage added up onto that Keeper of the Grove, but the Footman not going to be able to run all the way back home. Last Hawk in the back takes it down. Stranic gets finished off there. Keeper of the Grove was trying to deny that last Trent. Not going to work, as we are looking at the expansion and a scout tower finally being placed down. No tech to tier 2 here. No arcane tower either. So nothing to really try and reflect back any sort of, well, damage. Any sort of additional harassment from this Keeper of the Grove. You missed the jar? The The follow and tip jar? Really? That's what you guys miss? All right, Scout Tower coming back across here. Footman. That's like so like 2018, right? Footman now trying to reach back here. Archmage. That is, yeah, that's really, really old school. Maybe, I don't know if you guys really want it, but no one was filling it before, so that was actually just kind of depressing, like a jazz piano player at a restaurant with an empty tip jar. All right, coming back through here, Archmage. Well, coming in, Keeper of the Grove now sitting at level 3. Treants, Ogre Magi trying to engage. Keeper of the Grove trying to back away as well. Ogre Magi continuing to, well, blast away at these units as the Water Elementals are turning back around, trying to finish off some of those archers. However, Ogre Magi still attacking the Water Elementals, giving a little bit of free time for the Keeper of the Grove to finish off this Footman here. Level 2 Entangle, the skill of the day, ensuring an easy kill on ThorZaIN's Footman. Archmage going after an archer, going to return the favor as well, taking down a tier 1 unit as the Keeper of the Grove could look to take down another Footman indeed. All right, expansion is up and running for ThorZaIN. Keeper of the Grove trying to finish off another unit and will find a Footman as it was attempting to retreat back. Following it up, Stranic going for a Panda. So a Panda now getting added into the fight as well. But the Panda, well, a Panda with Breath of Fire should be able to put in a little bit of pressure, but wants to get to level 2 first. Meanwhile, Archmage picks up Boots of Speed and is going to be wandering around here. Arcane Tower, there's the Arcane Vault. Keeper of the Grove going to get an Entangle off, and then, well, the Staff of Teleport out of here. Keeper of the Grove heading back off to the north again, finding that Archmage. Archmage taking a little bit of damage. Are they just going to be exchanging blows again? Yes, perhaps that will be the case as the Archmage once again heads off to the north. Water Elemental getting entangled. And, well, that Water Elemental getting entangled, a little bit of timed life. Is it just going to get finished off, giving even more experience to this Brewmaster, completely shutting down that 125 mana, well, 125 mana ability. Keeper of the Grove gonna go back at it once again. Water Elemental there. Are we gonna see a detonation? Yes, we are, as the Archmage, well, down to 5 mana. So far, though, the Panda really wants to try and get to level 3. Hasn't really been able to do that. ThorZaIN's army, really small, sitting on only 17 supply. He has 22 workers. So 22 workers going up against 13 workers. That's where the majority of his supply actually is. Meanwhile, Stranic is continuing to do a great job just constantly entangling Footman, trying to reduce the numbers. But if he's not careful, ThorZaIN is going to come back ahead and use that economic advantage to really just pull ahead further and further. All right, low hit point Footman going to get taken down. Are we going to see death of that Footman right there? Yes, we are. Once more, we are looking at defend on those Footmen as well. But, well, that's simply not going to work out well. The Footmen are going to be running back a little bit too slowly as the Archmage now, the one suffering a little bit from, well, slow poison. Footman throwing up defend, trying to reflect back those spears against the Dryads themselves. Panda going to continue that fight again as well as the Footmen. Well, are they reflecting the spears back? No, not really. Oh, finally reflecting one spear back against a Dryad. Well, being able to deflect them back again. All right, Footman going to get finished off. I believe it will kill it.
Player's forces are under attack.
Mountain King sitting at level 1, joining onto the battlefield, but he'll probably be going up against a level 3, a Panda Brewmaster. Footmen are gonna have a bit of a difficult time, and I don't see a transition into Arcane Sanctums as of yet, so we may be just trying to go straight into Knights and Mortar teams. That second barracks being added in once more as we are looking at a Tree of Life while coming back across here. Hi, Iris. Did you want... Okay. All right, no webcam today, but I'm holding my youngest daughter, who apparently wants to watch. If you hear any baby noises, I promise it's my daughter. All right, coming back across here. Panda looking to finish off this Ogre Magi creep camp, get to level 3. Meanwhile, Archmage is trying to retreat back from the Keeper of the Grove, who is still able to get some entangles off and perhaps actually put pressure onto that Archmage. Keeper of the Grove entangle onto one peasant there. Peasant gonna easily get taken out as a new peasant coming over to try and finish the job once more. Panda is at level 3. Tome of Intelligence picked up. We need to see some healing. Are we getting Druids of the Claw yet? No, we are not. We are still at Tree of Ages and now getting Nature's Blessing for this Tree of Life to be able to absorb a bit more damage. Dryads now making their way back across here. Well, no, don't play with that. Don't play with that. Fidgety hands, Iris. All right. Coming back across here, north of Tree of Life, absorbing that damage. Still not yet having Nature's Blessing. Walking very, very slowly, but still absorbing a good amount of damage here. Dryad's going to be finishing off the remaining units. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove is still playing this harassment game. And we're seeing a lot more of this. A lot more harassment from the Keeper of the Grove as the primary hero. And then the second hero, either the Panda or a Demon Hunter, being able to creep pretty easily to level 3. All right, Keeper of the Grove. Oh, a little bit of splash damage onto an Archmage there on accident. Mountain King gets up to level 2. And what is going to go down next? Dryads are going to be fighting against a large number of mortar teams. We could have a potential surround here. Staff of Teleportation to try and get out and get into harm's way, down to 167 hit points before it was able to retreat back home. I'm sorry, Iris, if you're not comfortable. Coming back down here, Dryads making their way back across. We're looking at, well, mortar teams with perhaps their fragmentation shard should be able to get some damage onto those Dryads pretty easily. Has to be very careful as we're looking at a potential engagement here. Dryads now coming in from the bottom, trying to finish off some of those units. Are we going to see a Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, Holy Light saving one mortar team temporarily as we're looking at a little bit of damage over time still. There goes another mortar team again, trying to finish off those units as a Dryad does end up falling. Dryads are getting focused down one at a time. Footman, Militia now pushing through as well as ThorZaIN doing a great job. Paladin may end up getting taken down to 2 hit points. It gets taken down level 2 now on the, or Panda now gets up to level 4. Are we going to see more Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire? That is the question as the Archmage down to 138 hit points. Now having a little bit of problems. Breath of Fire could have finished off the Archmage, but a Scroll of Town Portal was in time. Units continuing to retreat back here. We do see a couple of priests hiding back off to the north, but ThorZaIN, well, being all on top of it, finding those units and going to be able to finish them off. An additional 4 supply lost. Stranic doing a good job clearing up the remaining units again as the Treants are going to try and clear up this creep camp. Getting close to level 4.5 reminds me of playing WoW in 2005 and my first pressing spacebar in the middle of my Holy Light cast. All right, coming back through, Mountain King looking to finish things up here. ThorZaIN still does have the larger army slightly. He does have more heroes out in play, but the economic advantage is no longer his as Stranic is mining from 2 bases as well. Panda going up against the Mountain King. Stormbolt onto the Brewmaster. Brewmaster getting stunned here. Staff of Preservation, however, quickly retreats them back home. Druid of the Claw should be able to retreat all the way back as well. Druid of the Claw, what is going down here? Hi, Iris. Are you pulling on my headphones now? Yeah, okay.
A player's force is
all right.
under attack.
Druid of the Claw making its rounds out. Shockwave hitting through. Panda gets up to level 4. Keeper of the Grove wants to retreat back. Mountain King, is it going to get in a Stormbolt? No, it is not. There is a Druid of the Claw still in Druid form. However, it looks like ThorZaIN just wants to clear up the remainder of this creep camp. 72 supply compared to 48. Stranic trying to bank up a bit more gold to easily get into low 60s on the supply count. That seems to be the strategy so far. All right, thank you.
Forces are under attack.
As we're looking at the Ancient Award now heading back off to the north. All right, Panda, Breath of Fire, taking some feedback damage from the Arcane Tower. Treants are now joining in. Keeper of the Grove, well, being forced to retreat back as more units going to try and engage. Entangle onto a Knight. That Knight just pretty much out of commission for so long. There's a Thunderclap. However, a Knight still taken down. Scroll of Town Portal getting transitioned back over. Are we going to see a Breath of Fire onto that? Ooh, no. The mortar team able to stay alive right there. Slow poison can't kill you, but absolutely close. That would have been a decent trade, trading a Scroll of Town Portal for a Knight and a Mortar team if that actually worked out to his favor. All right. More rejuvenation coming back across 76 supply compared to 62. Exactly what Stranik wanted, getting into low upkeep in the 60 range right out of the gates, as we're now looking at fairy dragons being trained by an ancient of wind, trying to stop perhaps the man or cast mana flare onto those priests who tend to group together in the back. All right, Forest Troll Berserker, both sides clearing up a fountain of health. Panda already back up to full hit points. Keeper of the Grove, well, pretty much there, as well as we're looking at a red Drake about to get taken down. Brewmaster could easily finish things off here. Well, there goes another fly machine, as well as that red Drake going to get taken down, dropping down Scourge Bone Chimes. That is going to be the perfect item indeed for all of these bears. Orb of Venom dropped. Really? Giving it to that Keeper of the Grove, at least, well, transferring that ranged poison damage. Vampiric Aura for an army of bears. That is going to represent a decent amount of healing for those units, as we're looking at the units now trying to make their way out across. 1-1 upgrades for ThorZaIN. Meanwhile, 2-1 upgrades for Stranik. 68 supply compared to 76. Army sizes, however, very comparable. 60 compared to 53, with more units still getting trained up by the Night Elf. All right, guy going in for Chimeras. Following this up, perhaps getting Chimeras to take down these Druids of the Claw. Major magic damage. Or no, excuse me, not Druids of the Claw, the Knights. Major magic damage against those Knights, as we're looking at the Dryads while trying to find a proper fight and engagement here. Here we are. There's Inner Fire on those Knights. Very high armor indeed. Plus 14 armor. Nearly 50% damage reduction. Meaning that their overall effective hit points actually double than what you would normally expect there. 985 plus 46 or 49% damage reduction, pretty much doubling the amount of hit points that they have, and thereby making healing that much better for them, as the priests will be able to keep this army alive and going for a bit of time. All right, Battle of Attrition. I think it is going to go to ThorZaIN with Inner Fire and Priest Heal, especially with a Burst Heal on that Paladin. But when are those Chimeras going to join in on that battle? All right, Fly Machines trying to focus down the Fairy Dragons. Fairy Dragons trying to retreat back here. We're looking at Tree of Life, seeing that 78 over 80 supply. Is it going to be one Chimera? Yes, it is. But both sides are still not yet ready to pull the trigger into a fight. Keeper of the Grove. Well, Orb of Venom and Claws of Attack +5. No Scroll of Town Portal on that Keeper of the Grove. Could have a little bit of a bad day. No Potion of Lesser Invulnerability either. So he'll have to be careful with that unit. Meanwhile, we're looking at a 4-3-3 on the Archmage, Mountain King, and Paladin. Level 2 Thunderclap could easily slow down all of the Druids of the Claw in that front line position. And then, well, adding up a little bit more damage too. All right, clearing up these trees here and well, opening up the map. I'm not quite sure if that's exactly what they wanted, as the Mountain King went forward. He wanted to go shopping, gets entangled, and ThorZaIN now finally backing up right there. All right, he was trying to go shopping at the Goblin Merchant shop, tried to be cute about it, only to see the Keeper of the Grove was still there, entangled him, and did a little bit of damage as well. Oh, interesting. The priests are not on, we're not auto healing that Mountain King. All right, there it goes. All right, we're looking for the fight there. There's a flare catching two of those Chimeras. And with that, well, the engagement is about to go down. Fly Machines are in position across the Knights here. Sundering, it looks like Sundering Blades were in fact researched. Not quite sure what normal armor units he was expecting to spot, as Treants are now putting pressure in at the expansion location. All right, so far though, 86 supply compared to 79. Inner Fire on those Fly Machines. Mountain King gonna open things up with a Thunderclap. no, Stormbolt onto the Keeper of the Grove, but a Staff of Teleportation quickly slowing things down. Where are the Druids of the Claw? As the Brewmaster could be in a little bit of trouble. Needs a potion of anti-magic potion used just at the right moment there, as we're seeing more damage coming down again. All right, more slow poison. Dryads doing a little bit of hit and run tactics. Mortar teams, their attacks take a little bit of time, actually splashing damage onto friendly units again, as the Tree of Life in the center portion of the map just gonna get canceled. Dryads want to get into position here. Knights are in that frontline location. Archmage is going to be able to engage Bears, Chimeras. What is going down? It feels like Stranic is may end up losing control of this larger army, as ThorZaIN seems to be able to control his units just a bit better. Hippogriffs are now going to be transitioning over, as we're looking at high upkeep by both players. 87 supply going up against 88. Chimera is going to be ready to go at it. There you go, going after a mortar team, one-shotting that mortar team, and now perhaps trying to focus down the rest of the mortar teams as well. Anti-magic potion, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. Hippogriffs trying to retreat back, taking a lot of damage, as well as the Chimeras are still pushing their way through. Thunderclap slowing down the Bears. The Bears not able to engage that easily. Thunderclap coupled with slow, meaning that those Bears are barely attacking at all, as we're looking at Fairy Dragons getting taken down as well. Fly Machines are getting poked apart by the Hippogriff Riders. Meanwhile, Breath of Fire onto the Archmage, and a battle is still raging through. 70 supply compared to 54, and be coming out ahead in this position. Mountain King, Staff of Preservation, no Thunderclap there. Thunderclap off on the other side, as the Mountain King getting very close to level 4 here, trying to finish off the remaining units. Mountain King now up to level 4, may have enough mana for another Stormbolt, as the units are trying to retreat back. Stormbolt tries to slow down the Panda. Panda could be in trouble, and Panda looks like it's going to get a Scroll of Town Portal transferred over at the last possible second. Mountain King is going to be able to finish off any Bears. No, it will not. 67 supply compared to 58. Archmage and, well, Paladin to level up. Archmage is going to be very close as well. Need to get a couple of more priests to try and heal up all of these knights. Let's take a look back at the bases here. No more mining at the main base. There was some Staff of Preservation, as Stranic is now going to make his way towards the center portion of the map. Fountain of Health offering free healing to anyone who, well, drinks its waters, so to speak, as the Mountain King back up to 190 mana, should be able to get into that 250, 275 range before the next fight, as the Archmage does have level 2 Brilliance Aura. Coming back down to the south here, Breath of Fire across the, all across these towers. The Panda may be able to blow down these buildings here. Are we going to see a Breath of Fire? Nope. No, we are not. The cooldown just a little bit too long, as the units are now making their way back over. 76 supply compared to 67. Where is the army? And the difference in supply is really, once more, the workers again. A 6 supply difference, making up much of that difference there. 61 supply compared to 56. ThorZaIN still training up more knights and trying to get them to rejoin back in on the fight. Tree of Eternity now gonna, perhaps try and take this center gold mine, as we're looking at the Flying Machine just getting poked down there. Goblin Shredder of Stranic also joining in the center portion as well. 72 supply compared to 77. Stranic does have a comparable size army. Breath of Fire about to finish off many of those guard towers down to the south here. Needing just a little bit more time. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. We may get a Stormbolt. That may be the perfect timing to Stormbolt in a mid-breath of the Breath of Fire, losing a lot of mana. Stormbolt, Thunderclap perhaps. Are we going to see a Staff of Preservation? Units are trying to back away, and there is that Staff of Preservation, as the Panda was getting a little bit left behind there. I gotta say, I don't know if ThorZaIN was purposely trying to Stormbolt that Panda while within range of that Arcane Tower, to minimize the effect of that Breath of Fire, but that looked absolutely perfect. If only he had repaired the Arcane and the Guard Towers, that would have been absolutely perfect. This is a nail biter up until the end. Stranic now taking the overall supply lead, as Stranic also taking the economic advantage, holding on to the center expansion, forcing the fight to be brought to him. Inner Fire being brought over. Is, ThorZaIN going to be able to hold this off? Mountain King does have invisibility. thunderclap across that front line of bears would be very detrimental indeed, and that's exactly how he needs to start off this battle. As we see a Stormbolt go down onto the Chimera. Staff of Preservation moves the Chimera back a little bit. There's a Thunderclap here. Here's the engagement. Holy Light trying to heal up as the Hippogriffs are fighting away. All right, Thunderclap, a second Thunderclap needs to come in. Is it going to be in time? There it is, trying to slow things down across all of those bears. 67 supply compared to 79, but Stranic looks like he's going to be able to hold on as he's taking the supply advantage here. Knights are getting taken down. Goblin Shredder going to get taken down as level 6 now on the Panda. Earth, Storm, and Fire joining in on the battle. All right. As we're looking at Cyclone picking up that Mountain King, trying to neutralize him. 60 supply compared to 55. Is it going to be enough? Another Thunderclap right there, starting to tip things in favor back for ThorZaIN, as ThorZaIN pulls even once again. Bears are getting taken down. Mana Flare coming in from behind. Is he going to take down many of those casters? That is the question, as the flying machines are going after all of those units. However, the mortar team's getting so much splash damage across multiple Dryads. As you can see, we may see a couple of dead Dryads here. 1, 2, 3 Dryads all taken down pretty much simultaneously. Stranic now falls to 36 supply. Hippogriffs trying to finish off the last of those flying machines, as the Earth is now taking down a couple more of those units again. All right, what's going to end up happening? Panda is still right here, trying to fight its way back through. Stormbolt onto the Brewmaster. Stranic down to 42 supply. May end up losing the Brewmaster as the Brewmaster teleports away back home to all of these Moonwells. Keeper of the Grove heading over here to the Fountain of Health. We're looking at the Tree of Eternity, well, trying to mine some gold. One mortar team is right there, and that is it. It looked as though the Mountain King just got to 5. Yes, level 3 Stormbolt gonna be the ability of choice, as the Panda wants to try and engage, but has to be very careful, as there is enough units here to focus down a Panda pretty easily. All right, are we gonna see a Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire? Mana Flare not gonna be in time. There's a Breath of Fire here. Dryad's gonna come back across. There's some Abolish Magic finishing things up as well, as the Dryads are coming in from the other side too. All right, Panda could be in a little bit of a tricky situation. There's a Holy Light. Panda trying to Breath of Fire, gets a Stormbolt on the Brewmaster, as the Brewmaster may try to back away again. All right, trying to back away once more. Dryad still poking back a little bit of damage, as the Keeper of the Grove shows up on the other side as well, trying to go after the mortar teams, finishing off some of these units. All right, a little bit of divide and conquer here. Panda is going to be able to finish off here. There's a Stormbolt. Brewmaster trying to finish off. Keeper of the Grove is right there. Staff of Preservation, Divine Shield. And now what's going on with the Panda? Panda needs a little bit more experience. There's a Breath of Fire up to level 7. It survives, gets a little bit of bonus hit points, as the Mountain King unable to do very much. Panda now trying to back away. Keeper of the Grove gets up to level 6, and the Paladin falls at level 4. There's the GG at the very end. Stranic outlasting his opponent here on Concealed Hill. A very much nail-biter of a game, but Stranic being able to uproot his Tree of Eternity, fight there, and really, I think Stranic was doing much better at the very end when he didn't have such a large army. ThorZaIN was controlling his larger army better than Stranic was, but as Stranic's army got thinner and smaller, you really started to see the micro from Stranic start to shine. He was able to separate his Panda from his Keeper of the Grove. Keeper of the Grove was able to heal at the Fountain of Health. Staff of Teleportation back to the Moonwells. He was able to get back into that engagement. And, well, using, I don't know if that Staff of Preservation, if he realized it would just move him like a couple of inches to the left on the screen, but reposition it so that the Paladin had to use that Divine Shield a little bit earlier, as the Breath of Fire was inbound. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.